So, have you guys seen the reports that St. Louis might get an NFL team?
Just today.
Yeah, I just saw it this morning actually.
So, an Instagram account with the name Gateway Grinders, they cover St. Louis news and sports and culture. Uh, this is a quote from their post. From what I understand, the NFL is actually prepping a package to offer an expansion team to the city of St. Louis because they can't afford what's ultimately going to be somewhere between $8 to $12 billion in judgment against the league. They followed up in the caption saying, offering an expansion team to the city of St. Louis is among a wide range of potential settlements, and the NFL is preparing in case the St. Louis lawsuit trial does. Spoiler alert, so far the NFL has lost every step of the way. The more and more wins the city gets in this trial, the more likely we could see the possibility of an expansion team becoming a reality. So that's kind of big news.
I mean, we can blame the Rams for this after what they did, just packing their bags and leaving.
You can blame Cronky. You can blame
I
Cronky.
mean, Kroenke made the best decision for that team. Do not get me wrong. The Rams would not be what they are now if they were still in St. Louis.
Jeff Fisher would probably still be their coach.
Ugh, I don't want to think about that.
Going
Yeah.
500 somehow. They'd go 500 this year with a tie.
But I miss having
The
a team in St.
tie.
Louis. But I I really wish they would get another expansion team going up in there.
So my my thought about this was I don't know how they do an expansion team. They're at 32 teams right now. It's tied for the most in any of the major leagues in the United States or in North America. Um that would put them at 33 teams. So looking at weird divisions, weird conferences, um just a whole bunch of weirdness. I think you're more likely to see a relocation more so than an expansion team. Um, the problem with that is when I originally saw that once the Rams left and rumors started circulating, I want to say around 2 years ago about who could take their place in St. Louis. The original teams I saw were teams like Buffalo, Tennessee, Houston, Miami, teams.
I think the Chargers were whenever they were still in San Diego.
Yeah, the
I think
Chargers
they
were
were
one of
also
those.
mentioned.
Yes. So a lot of the somewhat newer AFC teams. Um, but now look at all those teams I mentioned. Most of them have got something going, and the others are seem pretty content with staying. So it's a very weird situation. They already have a stadium to play in. It was used during the XFL season in 2020 before COVID. So it can still be used perfectly fine once they just fix a few things in there. Um, I think it's also a great time, no matter which happens. It's a great time to shuffle up the divisions a little bit. And that's not something anybody wants to hear because of how many rivalries are in each division. But it's weird to look and see the NFC East and then the Cowboys are part of that whenever you've got other teams farther east that are in like the NFC North or not the North, the NFC South that could probably just be in the East, you know? It,
Yeah,
it's a
but
good
I'd like to
time.
see you go up to Jerry Jones and try to tell him that the Giants and Eagles and Washington football team can't be his rivals anymore. You know how much money he's made off of those rivalries?
Okay,
I
so
I have a hard time seeing Jerry Jones going, okay. And if Jerry Jones isn't cool with it, I guarantee you a lot of other owners are gonna be against it as well because I feel like he's kind of like the I don't want to say like ringleader, but he's kind of like the leader of the owners. I feel like.
yeah, I mean in a sense, yeah, but there's already been a solution added to the league this year, and that's an extra regular season game. if the league would want to keep these rivalries intact after this whole shuffling of all of this, you could have them sign contracts to play these other teams. Well, I guess it wouldn't be contracts in the NFL, but you could have them play these other teams on, say, Thanksgiving. Imagine the ratings boost on Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving already gets a ton of ratings on football. You could have them play those rivalries on Thanksgiving. There's 3 primetime games a week. There's plenty of space to see those rivalries still lived out, but it does also take away from some of the other games you might be playing. So I think it's a great idea to look at, but there is also a lot that would go into it because you're looking at potentially losing a lot of money out of it.
Yeah, that would be interesting though if St. Louis were to gain a team, and how that would all shape out. Because it looks like the NFL might have to fold. Because I don't think the city is going to be going away about this anytime soon.
No, I think well that was my first question whenever I read that St. Louis was getting a team was that are they going to be in the West again? Are they going to be in the North? Like where are they going to put St. Louis cuz it's literally smack dab middle of the United States.
Right.